One of the most important areas that Refugee Hosts brings to light is the role of refugees in providing humanitarian assistance. This approach, this research, disrupts the traditional narrative that humanitarianism is somehow only a relationship between the state or humanitarian organizations and refugees as individuals and communities. What Refugee Hosts does is to document and explore the role of refugee communities themselves as humanitarian actors.
There is a certain creativity that goes beyond methodologies and that goes beyond the confines of research tools that we have. The very fact of combining, juxtaposing poetics and politics in this very free space has made my imagination unbridled and has inspired me so much to get out of the confines of research tools that we are often equipped with.
I think this refugee hosts project is a great one. In my work, I put emphasis on the question of religion and migration. I mean, how religion is unthought by often secularist community of social science. How religion is important for hosting admission refugees and migrant. This is why I think it's very important to study religion in relation to refugees. And this project particularly important because one of the aspects is dealing with is this.
As part of the Refugee Hosts project, I've also interviewed a big number of people in the host community in the neighborhood where I was raised and born. So this also was a very interesting experience because I had access to the stories of these people whom I've known for years, but never actually discussed with them these issues that are part of daily life in Lebanon. On a personal level, this has also shifted the way I see refugee in general, and that we can't just classify these people as refugees and the other group as hosts. It's not this simple.
The whole idea of humanitarian response is not so simple. It is very complex. How we respond and how we sort of try to find a solution has a lot to do with who are we hosting. And it's not universal that we would have hosted the same community in the same way, and their identity, religion, where are they from, what kind of history they're bringing with them, what kind of politics they're bringing with them, is essentially quite important.
The research of Refugee Hosts has provided an exceptionally rich resource for many of us working in international human rights and refugee issues. I think one of the most important tools is the frame with which the research is conducted, and that is putting refugees at the center of all of the research, of all of the representations. Refugee Hosts provides us with a new theoretical framework and a new lens with which to look at the activism, at the agency, and issues of accountability as they relate to forced migration.
Refugee Hosts has massively shaped our thinking, and it's helped us break down some of the divides that we usually see between the international actors and the local actors, rethink some of those narratives that exist that make everyone feel that there's an us and them divide, and has helped also recenter the conversation around who's involved in this local community, this local faith community, and how have they experienced displacement themselves? How are they also part of the response to the displacement? We absolutely already draw our materials from Refugee Hosts because we've been connected since the beginning in many ways. We've regularly used the blog posts, and actually the blog post has been one of the main ways. It's something that we can share very easily, that they're easily digestible for various members, but we've also shared the reports on in our own newsletter.
Humanitarian Affairs team in Save the Children has been lucky enough to be a partner of this project since the start. My team is now working on a project on the political economy of humanitarian action, looking at the future of the humanitarian system and humanitarian work in crisis. And the materials from the Refugee Hosts project are going to be key in developing that piece of work, for sure.